Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new
Brand
series.
new series
Series.
on the
Web
Ohio Guys
series.
channel.
Podcast of sorts, will you?
A podcast, maybe. Not really though, because we're on
Potentially.
YouTube and not SoundCloud or uh
Maybe down the road.
whatever the iTunes thing is
iTunes,
called.
Google Play,
Podcast, Google Play.
Castbox,
Yeah, that thing.
Podcast Republic,
Anyway, if you're
Spotify.
not familiar with us, I'm Justin. He's Jared,
We are
the Ohio Guys. Well, we're technically the Dank Meme Stream,
the subsidiary of the
which
Ohio
is
guys.
it's we're yeah.
Literally, we took everything good,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we are.
Yep. Basically, we're the positives of the Ohio Guys, if
Yes,
you will.
but enough of that. What this series is going to be is it's just going to be us talking about kind of what we're watching during the different seasons throughout the year of anime. Uh,
Yep. We've been wanting to do this for a while,
yeah,
and we just haven't really gotten around to it until now. Um, Unfortunately, I wish we could have started on a better anime season,
like last season,
like last season,
where
as
there was
opposed to
literally so many good
this season.
shows.
We could have literally gone into we could have watched like 10 different anime, in all honesty, from last season, and had nothing but good things to say. Unfortunately, this season pretty
Oh
barren,
boy,
pretty
oh
barren.
boy.
It, it's it's garbage.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna. I can't even sugarcoat it. It's garbage. There's
yeah. There's not a lot of good. There's not a
not a
lot,
lot of good. There's My Hero
which is a
and
carryover from the spring.
which is yeah, that doesn't even count because it's a carryover. Um, that's about it.
Honestly, yeah, that's like the only thing I'm excited for, like
That
week to week
yeah,
right
that's the
now.
one
I
thing
mean, I'm
that
still trying to keep up with Steins Gate. You haven't watched the original, so
no, I haven't
you're
watched
not
Steins
watching
Gate, so
that.
it's not really even worth watching. I mean, I watched Boruto, but that's
Yeah.
because I was because I'm a weeb and I
Yeah, so
liked
I'll put like a
Naruto.
disclaimer for that. There's that. I know I've heard great things about Overlord. Just
Yeah,
started it, so I don't want to like crap on that one either.
right. So just to say, yeah, Jared and I we were starting to watch Overlord. I like it so far.
Yeah.
As it stands. But I we Jared and I both decided we can't watch the third season because it doesn't make any fucking sense if we skip all the way from the first
Right.
season to the third season. So for those of you that are watching are like, why aren't they watching or excited about Overlord? That's why,
That's why
because
we just never got into it from like the
yeah,
get-go.
we
So,
missed it. We missed it in 2015, and
and
we're
last
coming
year or
around
whenever
to
it
it.
was earlier this year.
We're coming around to it now in 2018.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's great. Because the first few episodes that we've seen, episode or season one, have been pretty good. Um, but we just decided not to watch it
Right.
because it wasn't going to make any sense, and we didn't want to be shitting on something that probably is pretty decent in all honesty if you just understood what was going on.
Right. And there's other stuff I've attempted to watch too. Like I've attempted to watch Angels of Death, How Not to Summon
I
a
tried
Demon
that.
Lord.
I tried.
Wasn't extremely enamored by either of them. I might try to get back into them. We'll see.
I don't think I will.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I don't think I will. But anyway, so we settled on just unfortunately this season just three anime that we're gonna watch and talk about. We might talk about like something like if we happen to just be like, yeah, we were watching this and thought it was okay, we might bring that up.
Right.
Um, but the three focus anime that we're gonna be talking about are My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, and Cells at Work. Um,
And we're very happy with two of those shows.
Yeah, and we're very happy about two of those shows, and one of those shows, yeah, we're gonna poop on it,
A lot.
uh, a lot. And if you haven't figured out which one it is yet, you're gonna find out here very soon. But
I think they have an idea if they watch our live
yeah,
streams
probably.
at all.
But anyway, so let's go ahead and get right on into it. Let's start off first with Cells at Work. So far, Jared, I know there's like, was it? I think they just came out with episode four.
Yeah, we're only on the episode 1 right
We're only
now.
on episode one. We'll try and get caught up by next week when we put out the second episode of this. But yeah, episode one. Just kind of a introduction to the whole idea. It's basically just Osmosis Jones, but
It,
it's Japanese.
yeah, it's
It's
essentially
Japanese.
Osmosis Jones, but you're following a red blood cell instead of a
Yep, a
white
white
blood
blood
cell
cell.
for
Yep.
majority of it, from what it seems. Um,
Yeah, I mean, just based on the first episode. I mean, I don't know. It might jump around a little bit. I'm not 100%
right.
sure how this one's gonna format out. If there even is a main character or not. Um, but I mean, it's good. I forget what the phrase is that everybody uses to describe this, but it's like an education anime basically, where it tries to teach you some stuff about the body, and at the same time, it's anime.
Oh, I
But
probably
it's
learned
fun.
more in this than I did in like 3 or 4 classes of anatomy and physiology.
So it's fun, but it's definitely not what I would say to be extremely educational. Like it's fun and there's some cool stuff that they sometimes will throw in, but for the most part I would say they're not like really hammering home the biological terms and stuff. And I get that, and
Well,
that's
they
I
are
mean
to a
there's a
certain degree. They do explain everything. Like,
right, no, they do, but like to the thing is they simplify everything down.
right, right,
And I
right.
get that. And you have to do that. And I get that. And that's fine. But eh, I don't know. For me, I enjoy it for what it's worth. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's very creative and something kind of new that anime, for the most part, has been pretty cookie cutter as of late. This season, especially,
Oh
is
my
just a
god,
bunch of
this
cookie
season is just
cutting
like
bullshit, and I can't even fucking stand it.
to put
So
in
for
like the
this to,
best words of like another YouTuber, Giga could watch one of his videos on the
yeah, Giga,
state of the
yeah,
summer season. It's just the diet of every show, like the
yeah,
diet soda version, essentially.
yeah, it's terrible. It's actually like
I'm sorry for being so
I,
negative. We're just so disappointed with
no,
this season.
you shouldn't be sorry because the thing is that we literally just came off this amazing spring season where there was only like one or two just absolutely garbage ass shows from last season to literally just everything
I know.
except for like a handful of things are is just shit.
You're
It's
not
literally
wrong.
just shit. It's not there's nothing worth watching this season in anime. Really. Like
Yeah, I know. I'm just like
and,
pulling up
and
the list of everything
if
from this
you're
season right
and
now.
if you're actually like I just don't understand how these companies can just go from making like
Right.
amazing storyboarding, amazing animation, amazing just plots to just garbage. I just don't understand that. Can you not? Do you not have anything better? Like, I just don't. It frustrates me as just
I know.
somebody that and I'm not even gonna say that like I'm a big anime fan. I'm not. In all honesty, I would say that you know I watch it casually and I watch it just because I enjoy cartoons. But as someone that just enjoys just regular just TV, just enjoys watching a show, it's just frustrating when, it's
There's a difference between like an actual good TV show, which anime can be,
yes,
like,
that's my thing. In last season,
and
literally
then
I
them
was
just being
like
trash. It's like essentially like the best way to put it is we went from watching like what say like HBO
Game of
quality.
Thrones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
watching
went
like
from watching
fucking
Game of
Game of
Thrones
Thrones.
to Soapbox.
Yeah, to watching soap opera.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And
Yeah.
it's just garbage. It's fucking garbage, and whoever is producing this shit should honestly be ashamed of themselves. In all honesty, I can't even.
I know.
Uh,
And
anyway,
I've got a little mini complaint here.
go ahead.
Can we just be done with the shows that are taking people from another world and throwing them into a new
Oh, for
world,
fuck's
into a
sakes,
fantasy world? It's
please,
so overplayed now.
please, please! I am so done with it. I'm so
Okay.
tired
I
of.
love ReZero, and that was like the
Yes,
cutoff point for me for these types of
yeah.
shows.
I'm
Like,
just beyond done
I know
with
Overlord is one of those, and it's supposed to be really good. And I'm in the process of watching
yeah,
it. So far, I'm not hooked to it yet, so I'm a little indifferent right now. But like,
right.
there's
Yeah,
just
I'm not like totally sold on it, but like at the same time, like fuck, just
yeah, I know. Anyways, back on track here.
right,
Cells at
getting
work.
back. Cells at work. Basically, episode one, we're introduced to Red Blood Cell, son, who is she's
It's her
got a
first day
box
on
of
the job.
oxygen.
Yep.
First day on the job, she's got a box of oxygen. She's got to take it from point A to the lungs. And along the way, she encounters the pneumonia. Uh, and is rescued by a edgy white blood cell.
Oh, dude. Okay. I absolutely loved the animation and coloring for the
Oh
white
no,
blood cell. It was
yeah,
so
don't.
dramatic and so good.
Yes, I know, but also at the same time, it's hilarious just because like it's a white blood cell.
Oh, and he's completely white. It's
Yeah, and
amazing.
he's just totally white, and he just looks edgy as fuck, and it's hilarious. It's like watching a bleached out like
Hmm.
Sasuke, and it's kind of funny. But it was good. I like that. Basically, oh, and not to mention, by the way, spoilers, lots of spoilers.
Oh yeah,
So
sorry.
yeah,
Yeah, there's gonna be a
we're
ton of
talking about the
spoilers in this
shows.
series.
There's gonna be spoilers. So anyway, um, basically white blood cell San and or white blood cell Kun and red blood cell San team up. They're trying to find their way to the lungs, and it's kind of funny because like neither of them really know the way to the lungs, and it's kind of goofy how
Well,
they're going
the
about it.
red blood cell John kind of just has it's her first day on the job, so she has no idea what she's doing. She just was attacked by essentially pneumonia or the bacteria
Yeah,
that causes pneumonia.
yeah,
Um, and so one of them escaped, and the white blood cell is trying to track it down, and he ends up bumping into the red blood cell because the red
yep.
blood cell is taking all these wrong turns, and then opens the door, and boom,
And there's
yeah.
another bacteria
Oh, yeah.
pneumonia,
And I
and
should
it's
set
kind of
like
funny.
the backdrop for the show, because you're gonna be like wondering like, is this just like an actual thing that looks like a red blood cell? No, everything's
No,
straight anime. They all look like anime
it's
characters,
all yeah, it's all
and yeah.
personified.
So like she's pushing around the oxygen on a cart,
Yep,
like, and then everything is like factory esque in the
yep,
body. It looks really
yep.
cool.
Yep, I think at one point they go through the mitochondria, which is hilarious. I think.
Yeah. The I think the
Uh,
white blood cell does. He goes through the cell
I,
wall is what he does.
I I do enjoy the helper T cells that end
Oh
up
my
coming
god.
in.
Okay.
They're hilarious.
Okay, so yeah, it gets to the point where like they call in the helper T cells, and they are just like the douchiest like special
Yeah,
forces
they're a bunch of
ever.
douchebag ass special force unit, and it's hilarious. I love it because they start messing with the red blood cell.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, do you not know you're targeted? Oh, it's funny. It's funny, and I just enjoy that they're all wearing hats that say "kill."
Yes. Oh my god.
I just enjoy that so much, and I enjoy that the brain are just like these normal ass looking people
Yes.
that just come over like the intercom systems and are like just yelling at people about what to do. And then there's the one guy that's on the intercom and he comes over like the video call system and he's got like fucking crumbs and
Yeah,
shit on his
cookie crumbs on
mouth.
his mouth.
Cookie crumbs on his mouth. It's hilarious. I love that. And then the one gal in the background's like, hey, you got cookie crumbs on it. He starts freaking out. He's like, oh shit. Uh it was funny. It was funny. I enjoyed that bit.
Oh,
It was
so
good.
good.
It
I
was
think my
good.
favorite thing in it was when it showed the platelets, which are
The
just like
pla- you
little kids.
You like the platelets?
Yes,
Yeah,
they're
that was goofy.
adorable.
It was goofy. It was goofy. I liked how they were all carrying around calcium too.
Yes.
That was pretty good. I enjoyed that. And they couldn't unload the calcium. It was cute. I liked it.
Oh, it was so good.
But yeah, it was a good episode. I'm looking
I'm
forward to watching the remainder of the
same.
series that's out so far.
It kind of
And
ended with
yeah, so
the pneumonia bacteria, like it was fighting the white blood cell,
which was pretty
which was
ridiculous in all
it was
honesty.
actually
I
a really
liked
cool
it.
fight
It
scene.
was a really good fight scene. The ending was hilarious because they literally just put it on a sneeze rocket
Yeah,
and
and then
just
sneezed it out.
send it off. Yeah, send it off to whatever else is out there, beyond the human body. Um, it was good. It was good. It was smart comedy. I enjoyed it a lot.
It
Yeah,
was
it was
not
good.
just smart comedy, but like I know we touched on it a little bit, but like it describes like most of the parts where like they would have to go through. Like it described all the different parts of the lung that the red
Hmm.
blood cell had to actually go
Yep,
through to get the
yep,
oxygen there.
yep. Like the capillaries to the alveoli and everything.
Yep.
It was good. It was good. I liked it. Definitely want to keep watching it. I think it's a good show.
Oh, I agree.
All right.
I enjoyed the first episode
Yeah,
quite a lot.
immensely,
Yes.
immensely. Okay,
Oh boy.
and here we go. All right.
So we're
Attack
watching
on
this.
Titan.
Yeah, we're watching this little show called Attack on Titan. If you haven't heard of it,
If you haven't heard of it, where have you been? Um, oh God. Season two,
can we just
uh,
can we
was just
can we
a
just
big
talk
old
about
waste
the
of
opening
time.
song?
Awful.
Okay.
Fucking awful.
So
It's hilarious because it literally. Okay, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna take this one right
go
here.
for it.
Um, we come off of season two, where I don't know about you, Jared, but my biggest complaint about season two is literally nothing fucking happens. Like it
Yeah,
is
almost nothing
just
happens in the whole season.
it's just literally just a bunch of setup, which it's fine. You know what? I don't need I It's not that I have an issue with setup. My
Uh,
issue becomes where it's boring, repetitive nonsense garbage, like what we just saw in
let
season two,
me
where there is no character development. Everything just becomes stagnant as fuck, and the plot point, the select plot points that you touch upon are just nonsense stupidity, where it's literally we go from, okay, Aaron is a special case, he can become a Titan, he is our savior, to now literally anybody apparently can be a Titan. And fucking some blonde bitch that was not even important in the first season and wasn't really important until like the last like 3 episodes of season two,
I still
comes
don't
in out of
understand how she's
nowhere.
important, to
And
be
I
honest.
don't understand that at all. Well, no, they kind of touch upon it in episode 2 of season 3.
Well, yeah, they touched
Get
upon it for
into
like a hot second.
Yeah, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
Which we'll
Okay.
get into. Um,
But okay, let's get back to this opening song real quick though. If
yeah,
you
back to
remember
the
from the
opening.
first two seasons, the like epic
Pump
opening
up,
songs that just like
pump
you're
it
like,
is.
oh shit,
Uh,
oh man, let's get it going. This is gonna be epic. And
yes.
then season three.
Yeah, no. It season
It is the most
the
somber
opening
sounding song for an
the
opening.
opening song of season 3 literally is the same message that they are trying to convey through season 2. It's boring as fuck.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. And
It's boring as fuck.
it honestly just reminds me of like a theme song that just doesn't fit. Like if you've seen Yu
No,
Yu
it doesn't. It
Hakusho,
doesn't.
that
It
theme
doesn't
song
fit.
does not fucking fit at all, and it's in the
No,
same
it does
boat.
not. It doesn't. It is literally a just a somber ass slow song that doesn't match the hype that you have whenever you're supposed to be watching this shonen ass TV show.
Right.
And fucking that's like slapping something. I don't even know. Like I can't even tell you. I don't even. That's like putting on like fucking Skyfall just before you watch Dragon Ball Z. Like, why would you do that? That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's literally
Right.
what this show is. That's what this opening song is. It is literally just a slow song to what, in all honesty, has been a lot more action than what was in season 2. And it's fucking frustrating
Well, it's almost been
when,
all action so far.
yeah, so far it's been almost all action, which is fine. But when your opening song is slow,
Yeah.
depressing, and just totally out of place of what you're trying to convey in the season, it doesn't bode well
No.
to begin with. And going into episode 1, wow.
Okay,
You
so
like
it's
so Jared, let me ask you a question.
yes.
You like plots?
I do enjoy plot.
Well, I'm glad you like plots, Jared, because here's a plot, but here's a plot for your plot, and here's a plot stuffed into that plot in a plot. I don't know
What
if I can
what
fucking
you're
tell you.
what you're saying is
There's
there's
so much fucking plot to in episode one, and it goes in so many fucking directions. It's so disorganized and everything. Like I understand that like if you're trying to be like Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones has a shit ton of plots to it, but Game of Thrones does it right. They do it correctly. And this show does not do that right at all. It is
no, it
so
just
confusing. I don't know what direction they're even trying to take this right now in episode one.
well to
And,
start things off like okay, so
so we pick
I
back
didn't go
up.
back and rewatch season two, which okay, this
I
is
didn't
another
either.
complaint of mine real quick, is it takes them
Yeah.
so fucking long to get these seasons out. Because
Yeah.
originally I swear to God this was supposed to come out in like the winter, and then they pushed
Yep.
it to the spring, and then they pushed it to
Yep.
the summer, and then it's like
Yep.
a third of the way through the summer, and now they're coming out the episodes finally.
Yes.
Um, that's a whole nother issue I have with it.
Yeah.
But they take so long to pick
Hmm.
the series back up that you forget stuff.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even remember how
So the
really
last
season
thing
two
I
ended.
remember in season two was that Aaron, they were about ready to get defeated, and then all of a sudden, Super Saiyan
Yeah.
happens essentially. That sort of a
Yeah.
plot thing,
Basically.
which I'm
Yeah.
fine with,
Basically.
like that
Yeah. Like
happening.
Aaron
He
basically
can
goes Super
control
Saiyan and
Titans
tells
now.
and tells the Titans to go away, and then
Well,
that's
he has them
fine.
rip like somebody apart or something, I believe, or something.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah. That's right. And then they're running away, and then Historia's like girlfriend question mark sacrifices herself so that
yeah.
way they could get away. Which that's fine. That's an okay ending. But
But this season picks up, not there, in a
no.
random house in the woods,
Yeah, in a random ass house in the
where you
woods.
have no idea what the hell's going on now.
Yep, and you don't
All of a
remember.
sudden, Levi is back when he was barely in the second season.
Yep,
He
he's
was
back.
injured, so he really wasn't doing much.
Right. And then fucking blonde-haired captain of the scouts is gone, who I'm pretty sure he was with the scouts when they were running away.
Yeah, because he got his arm
Right?
ripped off.
Right? Yeah, that's what I thought. And I just
From what I
I just
remember. Now, I
uh,
could be remembering a few details wrong. This could be a thing. But, like,
yeah, I don't know.
this picks off, like, nowhere near where it left off.
No, it
And we
just
don't
picks
get like
up.
we don't get a nice little flashback to be
No,
like,
there's
hey,
no.
this is how they got there. They could have put 30 seconds to a minute into,
Yep.
and we would have been like,
Because
okay, this
honestly,
is where we were. Okay.
yeah, because literally, honestly, the remaining like from what goes on next, we find out the military police is corrupt as fuck and is
Which they
killing
hinted
people.
out a little bit in the second season, but not a
Yeah,
ton. Because
but like they don't.
they had that pastor dude captured.
Right, right. But but they don't say why.
Yeah, yeah, that's the
We
thing.
have literally no motive for why they're corrupt as fuck.
They're just
Like
corrupt for some
they're just
reason.
corrupt. They're just now for whatever reason they're corrupt. I don't know. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know because
Okay, like
reasons, I guess.
I I think I mentioned this to you, or I meant to mention it to you. I think I texted it to you. This
Yeah.
series is honestly The Walking Dead of anime.
Yeah.
Where it starts out, oh cool, here's
Yeah.
all these awesome zombies. It's gonna be survival. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is gonna be pretty neat. And then, oh, slowly there's less and less Titans in the show,
Yep.
and more just drama and bullshit.
Yeah. And I feel like at this point this show is just it doesn't know or understand what direction it wants to take. And it sucks because I don't even know like I don't know how close this goes to the manga
I
at
think it's
all.
pretty close for the most
I
to the
yeah,
most part.
and at that point it's just like
From what I've actually heard, like if I remember this correctly from the creator, he was actually more excited about the anime because there were some plot parts he did in the manga that he didn't enjoy, so he's going to try to
Mhm.
fix them in the show. So I don't know what the hell he's doing.
yeah, at this point like I just don't understand they just don't know where they want to go with this
No.
and it's frustrating because literally okay so we're continuing through episode 1. In episode 1 from what I recall because I kept drinking through the entire thing because it was just so bad. I think I actually made it through a few beers while watching this and that it's a 30-minute show. But so they're in the house. They're cleaning the house for whatever reason because Levi said so.
Yeah.
And then Levi comes in and said you didn't do a good enough job. Because laughs? Question mark.
I honestly, it was some attempt at, like, Aaron was taking this so seriously for some reason,
Right.
which
Yeah,
he's
and it
always been the character that's just kind of,
doesn't take shit
yeah,
seriously at all.
does just
So
wants to
it
do his own thing.
right. And then all of a sudden he's like Mr. by the book, which
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all. But anyway, and then somehow, so we pan back over to what is it? The military police in Wall Rose, right?
Yeah, over there, I forget. But yeah, they, uh, what's her
They're
name?
taught,
Hange,
yeah, Hans, I
Hange,
think.
the girl.
Hange?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the girl. Yeah,
scientist.
I know who you're talking about. The scientist gal.
Yeah.
She's there, and then so is blonde scout guy,
Irwin, I believe.
Irwin. No. Irwin's
Irwin's
with.
the leader of them, the scouts, the one who lost
Oh,
the
I'm
arm.
thinking Arwen. Sorry,
The Armin is who you're thinking of, I
Armin.
think.
I'm thinking Armin. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yep. Irwin. Yeah,
Armin,
sorry.
the
Irwin is
little bitch
bitch,
character.
little bitch boy. We'll get to that. So right, yeah. So they get wind of a murder, right? They get wind of that murder, and they go to investigate, and they find those two military police guys that are just standing outside there, right?
Well, they're just standing out there like they were going to go do something with the pastor from the last season
Right. And then the
because
pastor
they thought he was going to be
got,
safe, and then they learned there was a murder, and
yep,
then the military police are there, and then they kind of like threw a few little clues, like they see some bloody knuckles on one of them. They
right,
determined that the military police murdered him and tortured him.
right. That's right. So the military police learned what he had told the scouts, and now the scouts
Potentially,
are,
which
yeah,
they
potentially.
come back around to that where Levi's like, "Oh no, I guess since they took all his fingernails off, he didn't actually talk."
Yeah.
That's good logic. Just saying.
But, but anyway, I think that's episode 2 that you're talking about. But
No, he says that at the end of episode 1, I believe.
oh, maybe you're right.
Yeah, because the end episode 2 starts off with that dramatic part on the roof.
That's right. You're right. But anyway, so they end up realizing that the scouts are being hunted, and they're going after Levi and his team who are
To
hiding
capture
out.
Aaron and Historia.
Yep. And they send word to them because convenience. Um, and they get to them, and then Levi's like, okay, that entire house that you just took time cleaning up, now dirty it back up again
Make it look like
because
nobody was ever here.
yep, make it look like nobody was ever here because jokes. Um, so then they escape, kind of, not really. And then they decide to go further into the walls.
Well, yeah, they decide to go into I think that it's in the Trust district is where they're at.
Yes, they are in the Trust District.
So they
Which,
decide instead of like trying to go further out into the wild or somewhere,
yeah,
that their best plan would be to try to infiltrate Trust and try to
which
figure out what's going on.
I just
I
don't
honestly have no idea why they were going there to do that.
I don't understand why they would want to do that because that just doesn't make
Right.
any kind of sense at all. Like at all. You literally have the two chess pieces that you need. They're gonna come to
Well,
you.
it felt like somebody had just when they were like when the either the manga creator or the animator creators were designing this that had just watched Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. So
Yeah.
they're like, and they're using Hobbit logic.
We gotta take the hobbits to Isengard.
Yes.
It doesn't like
Like the further we are to danger, or the closer we are to danger, the further away from harm we are.
yeah, it just doesn't
That's
make
not how this works.
that's not how that works because you literally have the two chess pieces that they want.
Yeah.
So if anything, retreat further back to cover and where you can get the upper hand
Oh, one other thing.
because they are
Well,
literally
hold
they
on.
don't
One other
know
thing
anything. Hang
that
on,
has
let me
not
finish
been
my thought.
talked about.
Let me
Okay.
hang on. Because literally this doesn't make sense. You're the scouting division. You are the people that go out beyond the walls. You know the lay of the land better than anybody else. And you're choosing rather than using that to your advantage because you're going to draw out military police who don't know anything about it but are looking for you because you have the two pieces that they need for whatever reason, for whatever thing that they're trying to do. I don't know whatever it is that they're trying to do with these two, with Aaron or Historia, but they need them for whatever reason. So just stay out there, wait, capture some people, interrogate them, and figure out what the fuck is going on. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense why you would go closer in rather than stay back. And I don't know.
I
It's
know.
stupid. It's stupid. But anyway, go ahead with your thought.
At the end of the last season too, there was something with the Beast Titan, and they have not even like really brought that up at
Oh no,
all.
he hasn't even come up. He hasn't even come up.
Yeah,
I think he came up real quickly in episode 2.
yeah, there was something like a little mini flashback for like 2 seconds
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another thing. So yeah, they're anyways in this one they're doing that. They're trying to smuggle them back in. They're just trying to smuggle Historia and Aaron back
And
in the
Aaron
city.
back in. And they've got Armin and is it John that are dressed up?
No, what's his name? I forget his name real quick.
No, I think it was Armin and John. John is dressed up like Aaron and Armin is dressed up like Historia.
Yeah. So
And so they take a separate buggy, so they do like a bait and switch
yeah,
kind of deal. Um where they realize that they're going to get hunted down. So they dress up Armin and John as the two aforementioned characters, and they're walking down some alley um, while being guarded. And meanwhile there's a cart that's taking Aaron and Historia somewhere.
yeah. We don't know where they're trying to go. But yeah, it's trying to take them, and then you have Levi, and then one of his closest people
Yeah.
watching on, or him and like a couple of them
Well,
on the
it's
rooftops.
Levi and two other people
Yeah,
that are on rooftops. And then they start talking. I don't even know why they even started talking about this. They started talking about what Kenny the Ripper, Kenny the
yeah.
Ripper. They started talking
Kenny
about
the
Kenny the Ripper and
Ripper.
how he's a myth. He's
Yeah,
never existed. He's not a real person. And then like Levi's like, "Oh no, he's real. I lived with him
for a year or
for a
something is what he
year.
said. And
For
you're
a
just
year."
like, huh?
Like
What?
what? What? How did we even get to this talking point? I don't understand how we even got to this point. I don't know. They might have been talking about the murders, and then they were talking
Yeah,
about
they
how
were
they
talking
were
about something
similar to
like that. Yeah.
like Kenny the Ripper killings or whatever previously, and then like they're like one of them was like, no, it's
Oh, I
just a
think when they
myth.
brought up like who potentially killed
The priest.
the priest. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
I
how it
think you
came
might
up.
be right. That might be right. And then out of the blue, of course, appears Kenny the Ripper, and he kills the two people that are right next to Levi
Yeah.
with shotguns
Well, as this,
because now
Levi's
we
like
have
before
shotguns
this
apparently.
happens, Levi has like an epiphany. Like, wait, that was way too easy for those guys to get captured by those amateurs because
Yeah,
the fake Aaron and Historia get captured,
right,
and then rescued
right.
immediately. Um,
Hmm.
and then they're like, wait, this is too easy, and he's like trying to figure it, and he's figuring it out in his head as it's happening, and then he
Right.
just like the how the episode ends, like yeah, he just
Kitty!
yells Kenny, and I busted out laughing because that is like the most least intimidating name ever.
No, that is a
And then
shitty
yeah,
name.
he's just back there. So Kenny kills Levi's one assistant or
Right. The
assistant, whatever they are to the
assistants.
scouts,
Yeah.
and then
But
somebody else kills the other one with these
yeah,
shotguns. Like
shotguns.
yeah, instead of
Where did you get these?
the little what is it?
Rifles.
No, well, not just they've had guns in the
Well,
show,
they're
but
swords. They got
yeah,
swords.
but they've all of the people that we've seen, like military police, the scouts, everybody always uses these swords. Nobody's ever used these like
No.
shotguns,
And
ever.
now and now all out of the blue they all have shotguns now.
Yeah, all of the
And
military
then
police that
have
belong to this
shotguns.
Kenny the Ripper guy have
Have shotguns
shotguns.
now. Yep.
Yeah,
And so the episode 1 wraps up with the ending music, which I'm pretty sure it's different from the ending music in episode 2. But anyway,
It might be. I didn't pay attention to the ending
it's a
music.
cool little animation. I actually enjoyed the ending like animation scene where it's like the
Hmm.
fighting, them running around the city and shooting at each other and everything. And
Okay,
I
so
thought that was pretty cool.
yeah, the one good thing I will say is the animation is still gorgeous. Like
Animation's
the
still good.
fighting's still really good.
Yep.
Um, and then we got to the second episode, and that's where I noticed issues with that even again.
Oh God.
So if anybody like remembers, I've complained about this before from the second
Hmm.
season when they're going through the forest and they're
Yep.
just talking to each other, seemingly just moving in a straight line instead of how the gear actually moves.
Right.
So
Yeah.
in the second episode, like this happens again, where
Yep.
they're just flying across the screen,
Yep.
not swinging like how the gear
No.
actually moves when you see them in fight scenes.
Yep.
When they're
They're
when it's
just
convenient for
flying.
the show, they're just like flying and talking. Like there's no
Yep.
body parts moving like how it would move in the air.
No.
Nothing.
Yeah. It's
It's one of the biggest like little. I know it's a minute
right.
complaint, but it just drives me insane that I consistently see them
Right.
do this.
So episode 2, we pick back up with Kenny the
Okay,
Ripper.
hold on, real quick. I
Go
gotta
ahead.
set the scene
Go
for
ahead.
this one.
Go
So at
ahead.
the
Go right
end
ahead.
of episode one, Levi is 100% surrounded with all of
Yep.
these military police in the air getting ready to shoot him.
Hmm.
Episode 2 opens with them not in the air getting ready to shoot him, and he somehow
Yep.
makes his escape from them.
Yep.
And it's a pretty epic escape, I will
It's
not
a pretty
lie. It
cool. It's a pretty cool
it
escape. I'm
looks really
not gonna
good.
lie. I liked it a lot.
This
In all
was yeah,
honesty, like
okay.
I know that like your biggest issue is that they're just literally just flying across the screen, and not like
Well,
and
this in
not
this part it
not
like actually
following.
felt real because you could see like and this is where I have the complaints. It's when they bring dialogue into it that they're just kind of
Right.
floating in the air. When there's no dialogue and it's just fighting, they actually move naturally to a certain
Right. Yeah.
extent.
Because I thought that was pretty cool. When like what was it that when they're flying and Levi's like spiraling into the bar?
Oh
That was
yeah.
pretty fucking cool, in all honesty. And he's like grabbing people with his little hooks and
Oh yeah,
everything.
the
I
little
thought that
hooks
was
and just
pretty
pulling them
cool.
along, killing
Yeah,
everything.
and just pulling them
Oh, that
along and
was
killing, and it was pretty sweet.
it was
It was a
really
pretty
cool.
cool. The whole chase scene was pretty
The
cool.
whole chase scene and up into like the bar was cool, but
Yeah.
it also kept, left me wondering like if the creator of this had been watching some westerns
Oh, he definitely had
because
been.
Kenny the Ripper has a cowboy hat
Yep.
and is
Yep.
clearly based on an American
Oh yeah,
character.
clearly, and he clearly
Like it's
has
not
like an
even
accent.
close.
Like
Yeah,
he's got like a southern accent. I think at one point he says like "ain't," and his
yeah.
sentences are like, "Don't y'all come on right down there,"
And
or something like
it's
that.
not nearly as cringeworthy from season 2 when they tried to do like the backwoods
No,
accent and it was
yeah,
oh my god, like the worst thing I've ever heard in an anime.
right, right.
But
But
um
that said, so
it
episode
even had like
two,
the bar doors were like in a western.
yeah,
Like those
it's
two
got
shorter doors that
those little
swing.
those
Oh
little
my
shutters,
god,
yeah, the little
yes.
shutter doors. Um,
So we
so
went from like a kind of a fantasy almost esque with the walls and everything with swords
yep,
to
to kind of an old
gunslinging now
western
to western.
gunslinging.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it feels like we've gone towards.
Yeah. But anyway, so getting into episode 2, let me think. So the opening was you're gonna have to help me, Jared, because I can't remember what this opening was. How we
That
where
was
we
why I just
opened.
described that whole fight
Oh,
scene where
okay,
Levi
yeah.
was getting away. That was pretty much the
Right. So
gist
he
of the opening.
escapes.
Well,
Right.
yeah,
He
he
escapes,
escapes. Like
and the escape's
Kenny
pretty cool.
screws up. He thinks
Yep.
that Levi's trapped in there. Levi, he doesn't remember that the bartenders are apparently allowed to carry a gun for defense. So
Yep.
Levi shoots him, knocks him out of the doors as he's
Yep.
about ready to be captured.
Yep.
Kenny
And
doesn't
then
die,
he like
obviously. He's not even
and
hurt.
then
It hit his
he
armor.
right, and then he gets clever and throws a chair out the window, and the
Yeah.
military police start shooting at the chair. And then like he pops out while the military police have to like reload and everything, and he grabs that one guy
Oh
that's
yeah,
like
and then the
just
chase
sitting there.
continues for a little bit, and then Levi
Right,
eventually gets away.
right. He gets away, and then like the rest of the scouts that are hanging around are like, "Hey, did you hear that?
Sound like
Like,
gunfire.
there's a lot of gunfire. There's some explosions and shit. We should go check that out."
And then
And then they meet up.
Mikasa's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Levi told me we're not just gonna be killing Titans. We're gonna have to end up
We're
killing
gonna be killing
people."
people. We're gonna
Yeah,
have to kill
that just
people.
came out
Yeah,
of the blue. Like
that was out of the blue. Yeah, that was an off-screen thing. I don't know when that would have came up, but
Levi
yeah,
left her
that
a message or something. I forget what it
yeah,
was, but like it just didn't.
It didn't
It didn't,
vibe with
yeah,
me.
it didn't fit well in the scene.
No,
Like it just
no,
felt super awkward. Like it didn't feel like it had like a lot of weight behind it. Like, oh my god, we actually
no.
have to kill people too. What?
Yeah, like what? Aren't we
Yeah.
supposed to be protecting people? No.
And
But anyway, so
we get to our favorite character here soon,
we meet up
Armin.
with Levi. So we meet up with Levi, and he's like, "Oh yeah, so they got the real
Yeah.
Aaron and Historia, and they're riding off." And
So they're chasing after them.
right,
They catch up to them. They gain control of the wagon for a second.
yep, for a
Um,
hot second, and Jean can't pull the fucking trigger on the old driver while
yeah,
Armin's like driving. And the former military police driver that they overtook then is about ready to shoot Jean because Jean's a pussy. And
I don't think that's the
then
name of the character, but I'll have to look
that is
that
his
up.
name. No, it is his
Is
name.
it?
That's his name.
Okay.
Is Jean, yeah. Um and we end up seeing like we end up hearing a gunshot, and then we see like a screen just kind of go bloody and we fade out, and I forget where we fade to.
It goes to a whole nother area at first because it's like
Right,
Armin on like a dock, like crying or something by the water.
right. I think I might have skipped that scene. Oh yeah, that's right, because Armin's like all sorts of upset about the fact that he had to kill somebody.
Yeah. And then it cuts
um
back to that scene and it shows him
right,
shooting them.
yeah,
And
right.
of course
And
Armin is just like broken up
a
about it,
little,
crying like a little
yeah,
bitch.
like a puss. And
Literally, okay.
go
I
ahead.
know like we've met the voice actor, the English voice actor for Armin. He loves this character so much.
I don't
I
understand
fucking
how.
hate this character so
I don't know
goddamn much.
how. How do you hate?
I'm
I don't
sorry.
understand how you like this
I don't know. I'm
character.
sorry, Josh, but I
I
absolutely
don't.
detest this character with a passion. He
He's
just cries all the time. He never gets anything done. Like there's no like
no.
growth to
He
his
always
character.
complains about how useless he is and
Yeah,
how he can't do anything right. And I think if he would just man up, find the fucking sack that he has, and just do the thing, he would be fine. Like it just
right.
his character is just a bunch of just moping and wallowing, woe is me, blah blah blah, and there's no character development for him to just learn to be better. Like
I
you
know.
always think like you think after he just watched Aaron get eaten by a Titan, he'd change his character. Like that'd be a major character turning point for him.
You would think so.
That he would want to act, and he would want to do what is needed to protect his friends. And you know what? I can give it to him. He does in this particular situation do that thing. But at the same time, he's in the military. He's or not that he's in the military.
The
He's
scouts,
hard. He should be
nonetheless.
hardened. Yeah, he should be hardened to the fact that people are going to die. And yeah, sometimes you're going to have to kill people.
Well, you know what this
Like the
reminds me of? It's just an ongoing issue with the entire show.
mm,
Because back in season two, you had like the whole thing where Aaron was being captured. He didn't have part of his arms or whatever, his
right,
legs,
right.
and he was like
Yep,
trying to plot ahead. He's like, all right,
yep.
I have to be smart about this. And then not 30 seconds later, he
hmm
just goes back to being his old typical just lashing out character.
Yep.
Like after he had the epiphany that he has to play this smart, and then he's like,
Right,
no.
exactly.
So this is the same like type of thing where
Yeah, it
like
is
you'll
because
see like a hint of character growth, and then it's
yep,
just gone.
yep, yep. That's about right.
They
That's
just
about right.
regress.
Yep. It's just a regression of character,
Anyways, we've
and
been
there's
ranting about this a long time. We need to wrap this
nothing
episode up.
built. Right. Yeah, we do need to wrap this
Okay,
up.
so essentially what then
So
happens is through a couple like fights and stuff, like the military police gain control of the cart again, they ride off with
yep,
Historia and Aaron. And
yep.
that's
That's
pretty much the
basically the
last you
end.
see of them for that episode.
Yep.
There's some plot stuff that happens, like you discover like one of the royal families is like they're well,
No,
the
you
current
learn that Historia is the
from
rightful
the real actual rightful heir to the
right.
family
She's the
or royal
rightful
family.
heir to the royal family.
Yeah,
That's what you learn. That's how she's important. That's how she plays into this whole thing.
yeah. That's the only thing you learn in this
Um,
entire
that's
episode.
about it. Yep, that's
Which
about
it
it.
had some good action. Like as we said, the animation's still really good, but
Yep.
like,
But
ugh,
storytelling, garbage. The show is garbage. If you actually genuinely still like this show,
I feel sorry for you.
I'm sorry for you. You need to reevaluate your life
Right.
because it's
It's
bad.
bad. It's real
Because it
bad.
was bad in season 2 and it's bad in season 3. Um,
Now,
you
how about
know,
a show that's actually really
good.
good?
Let's get into it. My Hero
My Hero.
Academia.
Oh.
So good.
Okay, now I will say, like, I'm not the biggest fan of the current arc. I think it's neat and it's
I
fun,
actually
and
like the current arc. I like it.
I like
I'm a
some of
big
it so
fan.
far. I'm curious to see like some more. Like, I want to see
I'm a fan.
what's
No,
his
I like
name's the
I'm a
Fire and
fan.
Ice characters. I want to see his ultimate move.
Todoroki. Todoroki.
Todoroki, yeah. I'm so bad with character names in this show because there's so many.
No, it's fair.
Todoroki, I want to
That's a
see his
lot.
ultimate. I feel like that's what's probably going to happen in the next episode. Is we're going to
Yep.
see that, and it's going to be fucking incredible.
Yep. Todoroki, Bakugos, Midoriya, Ochiko.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I honestly really like this arc because it shows growth for all characters,
Oh
for
yeah,
all the characters. In all
that's
honesty,
something I really
that's why
enjoy.
I really like this arc is that it's showing a growth in all of these characters that for 2 seasons, 2.5 seasons now that
Well,
they've been
Deku, we're finally getting
building up.
some really good growth in his combat skills finally,
Right,
where you're
exactly,
not
and
like,
I
oh, he
think
just
that's
breaks himself
why.
over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why I like this arc a lot is that they're learning how to use their powers in a unique way. They're starting to show some form of mastery of these quirks that they have.
Yes.
Um, and to me, I find that to be the most enjoyable. And I think that to me, um, a lot of shonen kind of skips over that part.
Yeah, a lot of them just kind of jump into them being like
'Cause-
these powerful characters,
Yeah, and they'll
and they'll just
or
get
they'll
more
do the
powerful is what they kind of
right,
do.
or they'll do like a time skip.
Yeah, a time skip where they gained all these
That's
abilities. And that's where I feel
which,
like we both enjoy My Hero a lot. They don't do these
yeah.
time skips. You're seeing this character
And don't get me
development
wrong, I
from day
still
one.
think that they might still try and do a time skip at some point or another. But at the same time, like as with anything that is My Hero Academia, they're gonna do it better than anybody else does. So I'm not like overly concerned about that if there ever does come to be a time skip. Um, but anyway, so episode what is this? I don't even know which one we're on
Two.
right now. Two?
Two of, or not two. This is the second arc.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I forget what episode number we're on right now.
My Hero, My Hero, where are you? I think it's like 40 something, 50 something.
I think it's 50 something, like
50
52.
something sounds about right.
I think 52.
Anyways, yeah, we're this would be what, episode 14 of season 3, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, um, we are in the midst of the hero certification exam.
Well,
Um,
not the actual one, the what is it, the preliminary or whatever
yeah, the
something.
preliminary exam.
Like
Yeah,
the
where they're
temp
gonna.
license essentially is what it is.
Yeah,
So
the
they can
temp
be like,
license.
yeah, so they can actually be heroes
Yeah, they can defend
because you have,
themselves and
yeah,
shit.
so they can actually use their quirks and stuff.
Yeah. And I think it's really cool in all honesty, because you get like all these characters that are like you
Well, you're
get
getting all
all
these
kinds of
characters
new.
from all these other hero schools.
Yeah,
Because the hero school, I know if you're listening to this and you're wanting to hear us talk about season 3 of My Hero, you're probably already going to know this, but like UA is like the top hero schools where all these heroes come from,
right, right,
and they've always
right.
got the spotlight on them. So apparently, like in
hmm
these in this preliminary
Preliminary.
license, uh,
Everybody is
trying to take
going
out
head
the
hunting for UA.
yeah, they want to take them down. Apparently, that's what happens every year at this because they
Yep,
always get the spotlight.
yep. Because they're all everybody knows all of their quirks,
Yeah,
and therefore they need to take them out first because it's easiest,
yep.
apparently. Even though, as we are quickly learning, that doesn't seem to be necessarily the case.
No, not at all.
Where like you have, I mean, you have like Todoroki and Bakugo who go their own ways, which is fine and totally expected because Todoroki is a huge area of effect AoE guy,
Yeah.
where his powers are basically useless in a group. And you have Bakugo, who consistently, over and over again,
Oh, he's
doesn't want to
so
work with
good.
other people. He
He's
just
he's
wants to
just a
go and do his own
natural.
thing. He wants to go and do his own thing, and that's fine. That's keeping the character. I'm fine with that. Um, and then anyway, so then we get back to it, and everybody is just going at UA, the group of UA students that are all there, and it's actually pretty cool, like because you get to start to see that. This is what I liked about this episode was that you get to start to see like um all these characters using their powers in a much more unique way
Yeah.
than in the previous two seasons we have seen them use their powers. And I like that and all I like that a lot. And I think that uh it's a very like very well animated in all honesty.
Oh, it's just a
That's
polished show
another
all around.
in all on yeah for it, everything is just well polished in My Hero. The animation never dips. The characters are always on point, and I honestly just loved the whole scene where like everybody's throwing the balls and they're all using their powers, and then like what's his name? I think it's what Nega Deku basically. Um, is like earthquake,
Yeah.
and then everybody's separated, and then you get fucking basically is the best way I can honestly put it, hentai girl. Literally hentai girl just comes in and it's like, I want to know you. I want to know everything about you, and I want to feel you all over. Um,
Oh yeah, Deku
and
has to go up against he's
Deku's
yeah,
going.
this episode is more focused on him.
Yeah,
Um
it was focused mostly on Deku.
trying to
Next
get back
episode
to
looks
the
like they're
class.
getting right. Yeah, trying to get back to with his classmates. But anyway, it's pretty cool because like, and actually she's pretty cool too. She's kind of like a Mystique kind of character.
Sort of, yeah,
Um,
like her quirk is she can like make herself disappear from your senses.
right, and she can like, but then we also find out that she can like also mimic other people
No, that was somebody
too.
else.
No, that was the same person, wasn't it?
No, that was somebody else.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay then. I thought that was the same gal.
No, that's two different characters.
Oh, okay. So there are two hentai girls
Yes.
that are going after Deku.
Yes.
Ochiko better watch out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so anyways, the other one, once Deku finally gets away from her, um
now there's another one that's
one
because
that
so
can like make themselves look like any other person.
yes, that can, and so she disguises herself as Ochiko and she finds Deku, but then we end up finding out that like it's actually kind of interesting and
Yeah.
cool how Deku figures it out.
Well, he knew all along, like
Right,
right
yeah, that's what
away,
I'm saying.
which was
That's
amazing.
what I'm saying. It's just pretty cool. Basically, Deku knows that this is a sham, but he still like goes in to like save her because he's the ultimate hero, and he has to save everybody. Um,
Well, yeah, she feigned like she was gonna fall, like it was
yeah,
Ochiko,
yeah,
and then this is kind of when like Deku goes in to save her, and
hmm,
then like they run off together, and then he's like, "You're not her," because she would have used
yeah,
her quirk to not do that.
yep, exactly. And I don't know. I thought it was a really cool episode. I think that all of I mean, obviously, like they're introducing a lot of these new
Yeah.
characters from all these new schools, and they're not going to be really all that important at all.
Well, a lot of
Um,
them won't be.
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably have like one, maybe two that end up. So I think what I like about this arc
Hmm.
is we're gonna start seeing a weeding out of like all these weak ass characters that are even in Class A, where like fucking Tail guy gets weeded out. Because let's be real here, what's he gonna do?
Maybe. You mean ball guy?
Tail guy, huh?
You mean the one with the ball? Oh yeah, the one
No,
with
the
just
guy
the
with
tail.
literally just a fucking tail.
Yeah.
That's his power. He
The
has a
one
tail.
who decided he wasn't going to compete in
Yeah.
the sports tournament.
Yeah, yeah. They're gonna weed out him. They're gonna weed out probably like I don't know, maybe like I
They
don't
won't weed
honestly
out the one with
know.
the balls because he's too good at comic relief.
Oh yeah, no, they won't do that. No.
I don't know. I
Um,
honestly don't think they're gonna weed anybody out.
I think they will. I think that's how they have to. I think they have to because that at that point that it just becomes your standard shonen where there's literally no consequence for the main characters
Right.
and I feel like My Hero always tries to deviate from that cookie cutter sort of
Right. Right.
plot.
Right.
So I feel like somebody, if not some bodies, are going to be end up getting cut out of this tournament, like or
Potentially.
the test. I don't think that they're going to make the cut. I really think that there's going to be a weeding out in a way where we get these people that we get like the main protagonists that pass and get their provisionary licenses, and then you get these people that don't have their licenses. Um, and I'm looking forward to that. In all honesty, I think that is an outcome that
Yeah, I'm
we could
curious how this
potentially
is
be
all going to
looking at.
play out.
Yeah, I think it's really good because it kind of presents that option. Um, but yeah, I mean, I liked the episode. I mean, obviously, like they're building. It was a building episode. In general, it wasn't like anything crazy. Um,
Right.
but I mean, there was still action. There was still a lot of plot there. Um, Plenty of fan service if you're into that kind of thing. Um, yeah, I mean, and then the ending of the episode was also really cool too, with Todoroki facing down like 10 ninja people.
Yeah. And
Like they
he thought he was gonna whip their ass, and then they countered
yep,
him.
yep,
And then probably in the next episode, like I stated already, we're probably gonna end up seeing like his ultimate ability, and he's just
yeah,
gonna pass through.
yep, probably.
That's
Which I'm
what
fine
I'm
with.
expecting to see.
It's
I
fine by
really
me.
want him in the show more because he's probably the
He's
coolest
cool.
hero.
He's cool as fuck. He's really cool.
Like I just like I don't know. There's like so many times where he just like fades to the background, where I feel
Yeah,
like he needs to be brought forward a little bit more. So I'm hoping like he's more prevalent in this arc.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a good episode. Obviously not the best, but certainly not the worst at all.
No, it wasn't a complete filler episode, which we get those occasionally, and
No.
I enjoy those because they're usually comedy based for
Right, and they're
those.
still funny. So I honestly thought it was good. I'm waiting to see what the big plot point to this arc is,
That's what I want to see too, because
because
there's
they haven't
always
really
been like
hinted at
some
it yet.
yeah, there's always like some big plot point to each arc essentially.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. They've had the ones where like the first season, like well, the first season ended with them being attacked by the villains, like,
right.
and
Yep.
then the start of the second one was the sports tournament, which didn't
Yep.
have a
There wasn't.
huge plot to it. It was just kind of them going up against each other in the other class.
Yeah, it was basically the Dark Tournament,
Yeah.
but it was
So,
still good.
oh
But
yeah,
it was still
it
really
was
good.
oh the fights in it were
It
phenomenal.
was still really good.
Yeah.
Um.
Everybody likes a tournament.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Um. But yeah, I mean, I think it was still a good episode. I mean, obviously, like it really just depends on what your thought of the current arc is. I personally like the current arc. I think it is fun, and I think
Hmm.
that a lot of the characters that are being introduced are interesting. Um, and like the guy that literally like took out like 150 people
Oh my God, yeah.
with the fucking windstorm.
Yeah, he just created a
Just
tornado
a barrage
that
of
only picked up the
balls.
balls because I don't know. I'm assuming he can create it just to suck up a certain
Yeah.
element or something. Who
Yeah, I
knows?
don't know. I don't
But
know,
then
but
he
it
just
was
like
still
launched an
hilarious.
all-out barrage against all these people, and it
It
just
was
took
it
them
was
all
like
out.
it was like it, it was like just one of those cartoon scenes where it's like fucking just like a cartoon like I'm trying to think. There's one particular cartoon that I'm thinking of, but it's like the scene where literally they're playing dodgeball and just out of nowhere, just all of these balls are just flying at the main character or whatever. And that was what I was envisioning with this entire entire scene was just all of these balls just flying out of nowhere and just nailing literally everybody and
Yeah.
everywhere. And so I thought that was pretty cool. But so then what I don't understand is like the people that are passing, are they just done? Like, do they just keep going? Or they or like,
I don't know. It
so how
hasn't
does that
shown them
work?
leave the field yet, but
Because
I think once they pass, then they're off the field. Is what it seems like.
right, so that's where I'm getting confused because like, I mean, that guy literally took out 157 people or
Yeah.
something like that. And so like he eliminates 157 people, but then he himself is also out of the game. So it's just like, so are they done? And then what I also don't understand is like, and I think this is really the only knock that I have against this arc currently, is that everybody. So they say that like it's 100 people. The 100 people that knock out 3 people are the ones that advance. Well, at that point, like I feel like it should be just a giant battle royale, just every man for themselves. There shouldn't be any like team ups, you know?
Right. That's what it sort of feels like it should be.
But
But
that's definitely not how it's
no,
going
it's definitely
at
school
all.
versus school.
It's definitely a school v school kind of deal, and I feel like, and that's I think the one thing that I don't like about it is that I feel like it just basically became like the UA tournament, but now every other school is also here.
Yeah. That's kind of what
Like,
it feels like.
and that's fine. And that's fine because I liked the tournament. Um, and I think if you want to have more characters in it, then fine, whatever. I just also think that it makes a lot more sense that it should just be just an all out, nobody's with each other, nobody is trying to protect the other person. It's just over 1,000 different superheroes just trying to crack that top. Was that 10%?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't. I to that point, that's really the only issue that I had.
Yeah, like
Um,
any issues I ever have with this show are just like really minute. Like
yeah,
I think my
that is a
probably my
tiny thing.
probably my biggest complaint about the entire show overall is I wish the fight scenes were longer. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need them to be dragging over like 5, 6
Doesn't need to be
episodes.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, I don't want Dragon Ball Z because that's just too
Too
much.
long. Too long.
But
Too
like
long.
the fight
We already
scene,
had.
I know this is going to go back a little bit,
Mm,
but like the fight scene between All Might and All for One,
yep.
like I felt like that should have been a little bit more epic than it already was because it only
I mean,
lasted.
I thought
I
I
no,
was
I
fine.
really enjoyed it. I
It
just felt
lasted two
like
episodes.
yeah, well, an episode and like a half, if that. It was like it was a little bit of one.
Honestly, I thought that was the correct length,
I
if
felt
I
like it
had to
needed
say.
like a little to be just a little bit more brutal.
Um,
Like All for One and One for All just duking it out a little bit more would have been really cool.
yes, but at the same time, I was happy with it.
Right, right.
I,
And like I
I, I
said, it's a minor complaint. I just feel like the fight scenes could be a little more drawn out. That's all.
yeah, I don't know. I, I don't think there's been a single fight where I was like, I wish that was longer. I mean, like, I think that for what we get out of all of these fight scenes, I think that I would rather it be like this rather than have
Have it be way
like,
too long.
yeah, have it
Yeah,
be way too
yeah,
long
me
or
too.
have like, or sacrifice, like the animation or the plot or the story or just like for in the name of I want a longer fight,
Yeah, yeah,
you
I
know?
100%
I
agree with that.
I think for what we get, I think it's fine. I think it's good. I have no qualms with that. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think it was good so far. Good arc. Coming off of the One for All arc, really
Yes.
liked it. With that, I think we're a little over an hour at this
Yeah,
point.
we are actually. Wow. Okay. Well,
I
we
was a little
ranted about
surprised.
Attack on Titan for like
Yeah, we went
30 some minutes.
We went in on Attack on Titan for a
Like
solid
40
30
minutes.
minutes.
It was like 40 minutes that we ranted
Yeah,
about that show.
yeah,
We
we
got. I
were in
didn't feel like
on.
we got a lot off our chest though for it, so we wanted to rant quite as
Oh, it's
much.
been building up, and it's just gonna continue to just be
Yeah,
bad.
I fully expect that.
Yep.
But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy our thoughts on what we're currently watching this
Yep.
season.
leave some comments
Oh,
if
and
you
if you
got
have
an
any
anime.
ideas for like, or if you have any suggestions for a show for us to check out, feel
Yep.
free to
Yeah,
let
I was
us
about to
know.
say, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like if you have a recommendation for an anime that you want us to watch, please just leave it in the comments. We'll take a look, talk about it, we'll think about it. If we think it's worth watching and discussing, we'll do it.
That's right.
So yeah, I mean with that, y'all, I hope you enjoyed it. It's a new segment. It's gonna be coming out every week. Um, but yeah, with that, y'all have a good night. I know it's Sunday night, going into Monday morning.
For
Y'all
us
have a
right
good
now, at least.
week.
We'll see when I get this
Yeah,
episode up. Should be
yeah,
about probably about the middle of this week or so.
yeah. But yeah, y'all have a good night. Um, and we'll see you next week.